Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's trade of the day, Monday afternoon slash Tuesday morning edition, depending on where in the world you are. And Bitcoin was just kind of mellow over the weekend. Took a couple stabs at 70K today, but couldn't quite sustain it. Let's go to the charts. Okay, share screen button disappeared briefly, but there it is. And you should be seeing my Bitcoin. Actually, I want to be on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, here we go. 1 hour chart. All right, so you can see a couple stabs at 70K, one at 8 o'clock Pacific, another at 11, and couldn't really sustain. And now we're down around 69.5. So most of the altcoins are down as a result of this, and some pretty hard. So that's a bummer. And then on Ethereum, on the 1 hour, I drew this line going back to Friday. And Ethereum struggling to hold 3,700. It's crossed it many times, but keeps dipping down below. Starting here at noon on Friday, a couple pumps above, dip down below. Same thing here on Sunday, early morning, again Sunday afternoon. And then today, this morning, another pump above, but can't sustain it. So we're at 3670 for Ethereum. The biggest market news is going to be Wednesday with the Fed people meeting and discussing interest rates. And those always have significant influence on at-risk markets overall, stocks and that kind of thing. Seems to affect Bitcoin as well. I really wish it wouldn't, but it does. So be on the lookout on Wednesday for some significant moves in the market. Right now, people are probably just cautious waiting for that to happen. Okay, anything to add to the market overall? Questions, comments? Okay, we didn't look at the day chart though. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, on Bitcoin. Yeah, we never did hit the 236 on the Fibonacci retracement. If you're not familiar with that, it's a more advanced way to look at retraces and potential recoveries. So I've got mine drawn in on the day chart. I do have a video about Fibonacci's overall, and if you're not on my email list, let me know and I can send that to you. But again, it's more of an advanced thing. I didn't learn about this approach till I was trading for over a year. So, and then on Ethereum on the day chart, yeah, I drew these two zones quite a while ago, earlier this year, and we've still been stuck in this zone. We have not hit Ethereum's all-time high yet. We thought we might do that when the ETF was announced, but that's probably not going to happen till July at the earliest. Very curious to see if that moves Ethereum significantly or if that's already priced in. So, okay, one last chance. Markets overall. Anything to discuss before we move on? All right, let's go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some day trades or short-term swing trades. If you are new to my AA Zoom call, this is the setup you usually see. I've got easy mode off. I've got the altcoin radar going, so I have all the information. What I'm going to do overall is take this information, what Altcoin Alert is going to tell me that's moving, and then apply some fairly simple technical analysis to get better entries. That's how I use Altcoin Alert to trade. Mostly day trading, a little bit of swing trading as well. So the first sort I like to do, well, first thing I'm going to do is reload, get the most current information. I'm going to do an AA score sort. I looked at a couple of these that I hadn't looked at in a while. Hero, which has practically no volume, so I'm not going to trade that. It's only on like Bittrex anyway. Numair is on Coinbase and some others as well. I should probably star that one. I was looking at that one earlier. It's got an 81.5 rating, which means AA thinks this has an 81.5% chance of going up 3% or more. in the next 48 to 72 hours. So let's go to Numer on the chart. We'll look at this as a day trade and a swing trade and see what we can do. I've got, by default, actually, let's go to a Coinbase chart. Most of my charts are Binance because that's where I started trading 4 years ago. Okay, I'm on the 15-minute chart. I'm using supply and demand visible range. It's an indicator by LuxAlgo for support and resistance. I believe you might need a higher level of trading view to find this particular indicator, though you can find other support and resistance indicators as well. Click on the indicator button, type in support, and you see there's a bunch of them. So I just like this one the best. LuxAlgo puts out some pretty good stuff and quite a bit of free stuff as well, but they really want you to sign up for their paid service, so beware. All right, so at the moment on the 15-minute chart, Numer is in the green zone, is at support, and then I'm going to use this tool, the RTI, the Relative Trend Index, to tell me when to get in, or to give me some guidance on when to get in on a dip trade, on a dip and recover. So when this RTI indicator goes below the 20 and then breaks back up, that's usually where I like to get in. But I will look at other factors as well. Sometimes look at this cumulative delta, or you might want to add a different additional indicator for confirmation. And then I look at Bitcoin as well, see what it's doing over on the 15-minute chart. So at the moment, Numer is below the 20 and kind of going sideways. So I wouldn't get in yet, but you can solve that problem with an alert. Right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. You can leave this on all day if you want until you turn it off. For this example, I'll just put it on only once. Alert name, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm going to use the information source, which is AA score purchase. If you enter information into TradingView more than, say, 4 or 5 times, it will remember it. So it's there in the drop-down menu. I'm going to notify on my app, show a pop-up on my computer, and then play a sound also on my computer. I'll go with chirpy. Click that, and that's how you do an alert. Okay, any questions on Numer as a day trade? Okay, let's say you want to hold this longer and get a bigger profit. You know, the profit here, you know, to the SMA line is only 1.3%, and to the red zone is about 4%. Maybe you want to get 5 to 10%. That's what I'm looking for in my short-term swing trades, but they take longer and they're riskier. So keep that in mind. Let's get to Numer on Coinbase. Look at this as a spot trade. And I've got my support and resistance, the same one I use on the other layout, but I've got some different indicators. I'm using the supertrend. It's a buy and sell indicator, kind of momentum based. Then Trendio LSMA. SMA is simple moving average. And yeah, like it says, that's a moving average that I use for confirmation. So it's currently in a sell. So what I'm looking for here is to have this turn around, get into a buy, something like this, you know, a buy signal, and then a confirmation on the SMA. Though this isn't a good example because right after the buy signal hit it went down. So here's a better one. So this buy signal triggered on Sunday night, and then the see, that happened right here. Let me get my vertical line. That happened right here, but we didn't have confirmation yet. We got that on the next candle. And so I would have gotten in on this one right about here into the red zone where, 5%. And had I taken that 5% take profit, that would have been a good trade. Had I gone 8 to 10% like I usually do, I'd, still be in that trade and probably done some additional purchases. Okay, but for now, my swing trade approach on this, right click on the super trend and choose buy. It's going to be AA score purchase. And then I usually use a different indicator for my swing trades. Go with handbell and click create. And that's how you do that. Any questions on Numer as a swing trade? And if I wasn't clear, I might be looking for a bigger profit than that. Let me look at some longer time frames on the 4-hour chart. We've got, this is more what I'm looking for, though I wouldn't probably stay in that long for me personally. I see some more resistance here and a little bit right here. I'd probably go somewhere between this 25.85 area and this 28.40 area. I see questions on the Slack group all the time. Where do I get out? Where do I get out? Well, this is how I determine that in my trading, is to use these tools, mostly supply or support and resistance. There's obvious resistance up here on the 4-hour chart, just below $30, and then there's another clump of candles, here around 28.50, and then this clump here at around 26. So depending on your patience and or risk tolerance, those are all options for exiting. Any questions on Numer? Okay, we've got an alert from this morning when I was going through my trades. Okay, we talked about having on the RTI a break below the 20 and a return. Well, on the short side, if you're a more experienced trader and you want to make money when cryptos go down, you can do that on a short trade if you're on a exchange that allows that. And at the moment, we've got Uniswap that's been running pretty well lately, dipping below the 80. So we had a fake out here, and then it went back up. We have kind of a second dip, actually a third, because we had one here as well. So this could be a pretty good short entry. On this kind of thing, though, I want to see more of a pronounced move on the RTI. We don't really have that. It's going mostly sideways and just drifting down a little bit. So that's probably not going to be persuasive to me unless I see something else I like. We do have some down action on Bitcoin. And this is trending down here. So now I might want to take this one. So I'm going to look at what I have going on in my current day trades. I don't have a short going at the moment. So I'll go ahead and take this one. I'm not sharing my screen on this because I'm using a beta testing type third-party software. It's not really necessary to trade with this, but it can make things easier. I mean, I traded a good 3+ years without such a thing, so you guys can as well. So I'm going to take this short. I mean, it's not as pronounced a move down as I would like, so we'll see how that pans out. Okay, so any questions on Uniswap? Yeah, this only came up as a day trade, so yeah, this was an alert. Okay, so we'll go to Altcoin Alert and see what else we can find. And I'll go faster on the rest of these. I went and kind of took my time and explained things on the first coin. All right, so let's refresh. That was an AA score. Sort. Another one I like is social activity. I'm going to look for fire or thumbs up emojis on social activity and trading activity. I want to match up what people are talking about and what the charts are saying. So we've got rows, and I've been trading this one today. Bluezell, it's been a while since I traded that one. KNC is one I like. And if I say I like something, that usually means I've traded it and it's moved well. Not always in my favor as soon as I would like, but anyway, I've got Cosmos as well. These are all coins I've traded. Audio, kind of like that one. But we'll go with KNC for the moment. All right, on the 15-minute chart, it's not doing much. Last time it dipped below 20, it eventually made a nice move. Let's see, we had that here, broke up, then broke back down again. Got a stronger move up here, and then yeah, 5% move to the resistance area. I probably would have set my on a manual trade, I would have set my exit right here where these candles are. Look for that 4.5%. That's a really good day trade. On the auto trading, I'm looking for a 1 to 1.5% profit on 10x leverage. So we're in no man's land at the moment. If you want to try to get in with this kind of thing, with this kind of setup right here, set your alert, crossing up on the 20. This is a social activity sort. And then set the notifications up as you want. All right, any questions on KNC as a day trade? Okay, let's look at this as a swing. Go to our other layout. I'm getting some background noise. Could you guys mute, please, if you're not talking? And all right, I'll have to do that myself. Okay. All right, that was the 4-hour chart. On my short-term swings, I'll usually use a 30-minute chart or a 1 hour. At the moment, as a long trade, I don't like it at all because we're at resistance. That's not where you want a long. On a 1 hour, probably the same thing, pretty close. 4 hour, probably about the same. Yeah. Day chart. We've got some room to move on the day chart. I mean, 20%. Let's see, last time we were at 20%, we were over here, or in this range, we were over here. You know, took about 20 days to go up 20+%. Not really what I want to do. That's longer than I want to be in something. But, you know, if you're more of a long-term trader, you may want to consider that setup, getting into KNC. You know, I'd say hold some funds back in case it dips down here. You can make some additional purchases or use this as your stop loss, say below the green zone around 42 cents. But that's a pretty significant, yeah, it's, let's go the opposite way. Yeah, it's a pretty big loss for a stop loss. Maybe go down here to 61 cents or give or take. But again, since we're in a bull market, I prefer to do additional purchases, what I call ladder, well, what my instructors call ladder buying. You know, I think Crypt Nation calls the dollar cost averaging, same concept. Okay, any questions on KNC? Yeah, I didn't really like it as a short-term swing, but a long-term swing could be good. All right, so let's look at one more on Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoinPro. We've done an AA score, social activity sort, and let's do a long-term sentiment. We'll focus on a swing trade on this. And I'm going to match up long-term sentiment with the Elder Impulse Daily. Got that on XMR, both bullish. Rose, we talked about. Fetch. Link, I like Link. KNC we looked at already. Let's look at Link. Link doesn't move as well as something like KNC, so bear that in mind. But it's also less likely to go big against you. Okay, it's a day trade. Yeah, this is ready pretty much now. So not financial advice, but yeah, this is about to break above the 20. In case it dips again, you might want to set that alert that I've been showing you. Right click here, crossing up on the 20. And you know the rest. So Link is in a good position now to recover from its dip. But kind of had last time we had this, the time before last anyway, earlier today, we had a little fake out, but a dip down here and then a move up. So we'll see. But yeah, looks good on the RTI right now. As a swing trade, looks really good. You can get in now, pick up 10%. Might take you a few days, but yeah, that's a really nice setup. Might want to wait till you get some confirmation. Right now, the LSMA is pointing down. We're on a sell on the super trend. So let's get that buy triggering. This is long-term sentiment. And yeah, I'll leave it on handbell. Let that go ahead and take that one or set up that alert. On the hour, looks pretty similar. We're actually in a buy on the hour, but the SMA is trending down pretty hard. So I would wait for that recovery before getting in. But I think this one's ready. Okay, any questions on Link? Okay, any questions on Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoinPro, home of the 1, 2, 3 dip? Speaking of that, what's this look like right now as a dip? 1, 2, 3 dip. Yeah. 1, 2, almost 3. Okay. Let's go over to iCoinPro. I'm on the RSI SPY, and this is the main tool I use to find trades. I usually choose 2 of these, and right now we have several below the 30 on the 1-hour RSI. If something's been beaten down below 30 on the 1-hour RSI, it's usually due for a recovery. RSI is similar to RTI, but this is an older indicator. But nothing wrong with older. Okay, we've got BNB, which would be worthy of setting up an alert. I don't day trade BNB, it just doesn't move enough. LRC could be a good candidate. CRV, file, XVS, been a while. OGN, then we're starting to get above 30, but that's okay. I'll go up to, let's say, 35 or so if I don't see what I like, and make the choice there. But we have quite a few that I've traded with some frequency. So let's look at LRC, and we'll look at this on the 15-minute chart first. And this is similar to the link chart that we just showed you, but it's way down below the 20. It's down below 0 actually. So this one's been hit pretty hard. Oh, this one had a hack. Yeah. Sometimes worthwhile to check news. Tends to be more news about Bitcoin and Ethereum than these altcoins, but Loopring had a hack yesterday. So we're not going to trade this. Let's look for something else. This could downward spiral for quite a while. RSI SPY. Well, I'll show you BNB and why I don't like it that much. I mean, this one hit $700, I think last week or the week before. It's trending down pretty hard since then, but I mean, from here, it's actually been beaten down enough that there's some decent progress to the SMA line. So if this breaks above the 20 with some force, you could ride it, and that'd probably happen around here somewhere. You could ride it up here and get 7%. I mean, that's a great day trade. So BNB is a little more, due to the being beaten down as much as it has, it's got more room to move than I originally thought. So yeah, I kind of like the setup after all. Add an alert on the RTI, crossing up on the 20, and RSI SPY, and the rest. So okay, any questions
CJ,
on? Yes.
see the news down there 28 minutes ago?
Yeah, I thought it was just so crazy
Yeah,
speculative. I didn't bring attention
it's
to it, but
hilarious.
um,
6,000, 10x.
well, we've heard $1 million Bitcoin, so yeah, I guess Binance got their act together, and I think when your founder's in jail, one would think that would affect the coin in a negative way, but to their credit, that BNB chain is active. So okay, all right, we just got an alert on Arweave. I think we're done with BNB. If you want to trade this one, set an alert, catch it above the 20. We'll do a quick. I think you're going to see it's got room to move as a swing trade as well on that setup on the hour chart. Still printing a sell on the 1 hour. On the 30. Yeah, I'd set an alert, wait for a buy signal, get that confirmation on the LSMA. And there's room to move up here, more than 10%. So I like that. Okay, we had an alert go off on, let's see what alert went off. All right, Arweave. And so it dipped below the 20 and then came back up a little bit. I'm already in this trade, so I'm not going to take it again. Yeah, I took this one, I think just before we started. But there's room to move if you did want to get in. Some pretty hard resistance here, right around 38.20. So, you might want to look for about a 3% move on a day trade. On a swing on Arweave, oh, went past it. There we go. On the 30-minute, yeah, wait for that buy signal. It's probably around here somewhere. And you've got double digits up to the red zone, so I like that. Pretty similar on the hour. And with Frank speaking up, reminds me, he thinks I should be using longer charts, but so like the 4 hour and the day, That's pure, swing trading, longer term swing trading. And I've established I don't have that kind of patience. But if you got in now, and if our weave retraces back to where it was, just earlier this month, there's 20+%. That's a really good swing trade. If you're using leverage, 2, 3, 5% or 5x, something like that, then obviously those profits go up considerably. All right. Any questions on our weave? All right, I think I got time for one more. So we're on the RSI SPY. The tool I use second most is Buddy Coin Crawler. And looking for 4% or higher on the average low to SMA. Average low is a 24-hour low. SMA line is that red line you see between the Bollinger Bands on some of my charts. So that's what this sort is about. LPT, it's something I trade sometimes. We can look at that real quick and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see, is that on my list? I think it is. There it is. It's a day trade. Oh, I'd like to short this. It broke above the 80 and then dipped down a little bit, so I'm a little late. But it's gone sideways since then. Yeah, you could, if it goes down to the green zone, it's over 6%. That's a great day trade. And the reason I like getting 1, 2, 3, 5%, profits like that is because if you pile those up, if you get a couple of those a day, your balance can grow pretty quickly. So on LPT, you could wait for it to come back up on a short. If you want it as a long, it's done pretty well. The last couple times it's dipped below the 20. Broke back up here. Made a nice move, 6% to the red zone. Broke up here, was a fake out, but dip and then a recovery. So if you took the second entry, it's pretty much actually even better than the last one I showed you. Get in right about here, and you're looking at 10%. That's awesome. So if you're trading spot, or you just want to do longs in a bull market, which is reasonable, set that alert up again, crossing up on the 20. But it may not happen today. I mean, it might dip a little, then curl and go back up, and your alert never goes off. So that's the downside. Or you could take this as a short and go from there. I'm already in a short, so I'm going to pass on that. Any questions on LPT as a day trade? All right, so let's look at this as a swing. I think it's going to look like most of the ones we've looked at today. Well, no, it's actually in the middle, so I was wrong about that. It's still on the buy on supertrend, and the LSMA still pointing up. So theoretically, you could enter now and pick up, 5 or 6% if it gets up to the red zone. I would hold some funds back in case it dipped, and so you buy down here and lower your entry price. So, or you could wait for it to, let's say it dips down here, then prints a sell, and then it starts to recover and prints another buy. Then that alert is right here. You just set up a buy alert. And this was Buddy Coin Crawler. And then set that up as you would see fit. So that's going to look like, see if I see an example here. Not really a good one. But yeah, so that'll dip down, then come back. So maybe you get in around here somewhere, which is lower than where it is now. And then, pick up 7% on a short swing. Okay, any questions, comments about LPT? Are there any coins you guys want to look at before we wrap it up?
Hey CJ,
Yes,
do you mind looking at Celestia for a sec?
Tia.
TIA is the symbol.
I'm familiar with that. All right, it's on Coinbase, I believe. Yeah, so we'll look at this on the 30-minute chart. Yeah, this one's got a lot of room to move if it gets its act together. I mean, 20% on the 30-minute chart. It was there earlier this month, or just Friday. This one really took a tumble. A lot of them did with the dump we had on Friday. Some have shown some recovery, but most have not. So yeah, I kind of like this entry on the 1 hour. We're still in a buy in the 1 hour, but it's printing a red on the SMA. There's a lot of room to move, get back up there. If you want to feel a little bit better about your entry, I'd say use this 30-minute and you go with your supertrend alert. You know the rest from there. So not really any news that TradingView thought was worthy of inclusion today. So yeah, I just think it dropped with everything else. So it's got potential to return back up above $10. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, I'll wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate that. I'd rather see you live, but check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help fund the channel. And we will see you guys on Friday. Have a good trading week. Bye.